So how I went from homeless, and I'll break it down like why. Okay, I wasn't born homeless and didn't spend like years being homeless, but like it happened. And broke into 100K a year as a private chef working for the wealthiest families on earth. 2010 to 2015, this is pretty much when I first started as a chef. I was a little bit older on this picture, but like I started cooking when I was 15 years old, let's say professionally as a pastry chef. And when I first started, I was, like maybe some of you chasing the best chef in the world type of dream. And I was hopping between restaurants without never really staying that long in any of those, right? So I was facing constant pressure and disrespect, which was leading me to quitting pretty often. Until I was 22 years old, making over $100,000 a year with nights and weekends off. At least that was the last permanent contract that I landed. Working for amazing clients, a family of 6 people, not budget for food at all, full creative freedom, traveling all around the world. So today I want to show you how I went from being broke, homeless, and nearly losing my hand to securing permanent chef contracts with the wealthiest people in the entire world and building a system to help other chefs on how to do the same. I'll actually move this to like this. I don't like looking at on two screens, so I'll just do this for you guys. Boom, boom, boom. All right, wonderful. Just so you guys know, I didn't have any prior experience as a private chef before, okay, or business experience. I didn't have any special genes or talents, so I was definitely not the most talented or experienced chef. I didn't have any financial help from anyone, at least at the start, okay? No loans at the bank, no wealthy parents, no friends that were hiding somewhere. I wasn't good in technology, but I became really good at it. And I didn't have a culinary degree. I had a pastry degree, but not a culinary degree or extended Michelin experience. Now, how can you actually do this too? Because if you don't do it, nobody else will do it for you. People said that I moved fast, but what appears to be speed from outside is not random action. It is making key decisions and making fewer mistakes. My promise is to show you step by step the process on how you can make those key decisions. So you can also go from being overworked, underpaid, and potentially disrespected, like I've been through, to making over $10,000 a month consistently, landing private chef roles in record time, calling your own shots. The purpose of me sharing my story is so you can see what steps and internal transformation I've been through that will be needed for you to hit your goals. So I really first started cooking at 2004. So don't take it like this was just like a fucking, I don't know, I think it was a day where we had to use costume and shit. So I wasn't born being passionate about food, right? I had a grandma that owned restaurants. I had a mom that was cooking all the time. But the reality wasn't like, I wasn't this kid that will be standing behind his mom being like, oh, I love to see my mom cooking and be helping her out. Didn't really happen this way. What happened is that for my entire life, nothing has ever really excited me. And at this age, the only thing that I was really excited was to go in a friend of my dad's restaurant with my parents on like Saturday and Sunday and hang out with the guys working with them. And I was around this age already. I was obsessed with precision, creativity, and the intensity of the restaurant industry already at a young age. That's kind of where it comes from. And since I was really terrible at school, by like 15 years old, my parents just took me out of school and put me in a restaurant to start working, in a pastry to start working. So 2010 to 2015, I jumped between restaurants from really small kitchens to Michelin-star ones, always chasing the next opportunity that could make me great. But I was never able to settle or to find consistent success. Pressure was relentless. Disrespect was constant, shouted out, demeaned, treated like I was nothing. Each time the pressure or politics hit, I would quit. I wanted greatness but couldn't handle the toxic culture. I felt stuck in a cycle. I'll be working really hard, get disrespected, burn out, walk away, and start over. The dream of becoming the best chef fell further away than ever. Until 2015, I'm finally landing a career-defining opportunity. I arrive at the Louis XV working with Alain Ducasse, and I kind of get there by chance. I knew someone that was already there for like 3 to 4 years. It was I think he was a chef de partie, and I came in. He knew me. It was a new season. They needed more staff, and I just got hired. I'm hired at the Louis XV in by Alain Ducasse, 3 Michelin-star restaurant, one of the best in the world. I think that's actually the first restaurant that received 3-star Michelin when they opened the guide fucking decades ago. Within weeks, I'm standing in the kitchen, proud, determined, and suddenly the sous chef, at least in my opinion, humiliates me in front of the entire brigade. 30 plus chefs watching them. For most of them, it was pretty much just a normal day. But for me, it was, again, way too much. So instead of like retaliating against him, I storm into the call room. I'm trying to show my hand right now. This is kind of like what it still looks like, right? I shoot this picture freaking like 2 days ago, so you can probably see the scar here. I slide my fist into the wall until my hand shudders. Pain shoots at my arm. I know instantly that it's really bad. Fractured wrist. Told I might never cook again by the surgeon that operated me. And maybe never regain full use of my hand. For most chefs, and for most people in general, this will be the end. But I never really heard never. I heard you'll have to find another way. I decided I will come back, but this time on my own terms. That was my wake-up call, if you want to call it this way. 2016 to 2018, traveled the world to more than just food. I worked from front house taking care of VIP guests in one of the most selective restaurants in London, in Geneva. In 2018, I decided to leave the chaos of restaurants behind, focusing on becoming a private chef where I could control my environment. In 2019, a year later, I landed a full-time private chef role for a royal family in Geneva. My first 10K month and my first taste of true stability. But since all of that is new and I know all is self-sabotage, I sabotage myself again, even in a $10,000 a month opportunity. What happened at this time is that at the end of like the summer season, working for this client, they give me a 6 weeks break. And at this exact same time, I have a friend that I've known for many years is opening a restaurant in Africa. I mean, his dad is opening his own restaurant for this guy. And I decided to go there. They call me, they need help. I'm like, I'm in a good place. I've got 6 weeks of vacation before going back into this family. Let's help some people's out. And I get there. I lose focus with nightlife, drugs, and lust, who took over. I think after like, I don't know, 3 weeks, I left after having spent all my fucking money over there that I've made working for this client in Switzerland. And I go back to Switzerland, broke, without a home, either a job, because the client didn't even want me back. Did they really know what I did over there? I don't fucking know. Okay, they were not really following me on social media, but the only thing I knew is that when I came back, they didn't want to hire me. I ended up living in shelters, and I don't want to make it, too much of, a sad story. The reason why I live in shelters, it's because I had two options at this time. The option one was to go back to France and live with my parents, because at this time I had maybe like $1,500, $2,000 in my account, no credit cards. And if you guys know anything about Switzerland, you know that like you cannot leave a month anywhere with $2,000 on your account. So option one was to go back to France and tell my parents I failed and spend all my money on fucking drugs and shit in Africa. Or figure out a way to stay in Switzerland, where I developed a little bit of network, where I kind of build it back from here. And the only way I really had to do was to find a shelter. I didn't even know that shelter existed, but a friend of mine told me, yo, there is this shelter that is like 20 kilometers away from where we live. You should go and check if they don't have a room for you. And they actually had a room. So I went there. I ended up living with, drug addicted people, alcoholic, political refugees, people that got out of jail. Nobody like me that was at this time like a 22-year-old kid that blew all his money in Africa after doing some dumb shit. Yeah. In this shelter, something happened. During those 6 weeks, there were so many doubts. You're not going to make it. Nobody believes in you. You're a failure. Your dad was right. The sous chef in Monaco also. But deep down, I knew nobody was coming to save me. So I finally asked myself, what the fuck am I waiting for? Am I waiting for a perfect... perfect conditions? Those are all excuses. I knew if I keep waiting in 10 years, not only would I be in a safe spot, but I'll be a coward. So I broke the cycle. I stopped hesitating and I made a fucking decision. I drew a line in the sand. I decided that I will do whatever it took to achieve my goals. I didn't care if I spent all my money. I didn't have a lot at the time, but I didn't care if I felt fear or if I risked it all and lost it. Because guess what? The moment where you don't have much to lose, this is the moment where you are the most dangerous. That's when everything started happening. From the shelter, I landed a private chef contract. Easy. I was already in Switzerland. I had access to my network. I was in a 100-mile zone, a region where there was a lot of wealthy people, and we were approaching the winter season. So the only thing I really had to do was to pick my fucking phone, dial it, and knock doors. And that's what I did. I was in the shelter, I had food, I had a bed, I had a hit, and I was getting paid for the work that I was doing a little bit at the shelter. So I could even actually grow a little bit my savings. I land a contract, it's a 2 weeks contract, I make $8 grand. I'm back in the game. And then from this contract and from the place that I was now, which where I landed this contract, which is not the shelter anymore, I landed my second full-time contract shortly after. But since all the mistakes that I've made in the past, I learned from that and I maintained that contract. 100K a year, not budget for food, fantastic family of 6, nights and weekends off. I'm finally living on my own terms. The client is based in Switzerland, from Hong Kong and New York, and then flying me out all over the world. I am proving to myself that I can go from nothing to elite in this industry. I was finally able to provide for myself and for my family. I didn't have to worry about how I would end the month. If I wanted to take a week off to travel, I wouldn't have to need to ask my manager or save for 6 months and blow it all in 2 weeks. I was finally free. So that's my story, guys. Some people might relate, some people might not relate. Some people might have gone through worse. Some people might have gone through none of that. And that's okay. What I've understood is that you don't need to go through a shit ton of pain to be successful, even not to go through pain to also be successful. I just thought that I'll share that with you so you know where I'm coming from and what I had to go through, so you understand that I didn't, land there just by luck, but I didn't have either the, fucking climb the fucking Everest, okay? Now, there are 9 lows that I want to share with you that I credit to me going from homeless and broken to 100K a year as a chef working for the wealthiest family on planet Earth. Those lows, all of you are going to relate to one or another more than somebody else. And I'm going to make you engage with this to understand kind of like where you guys are coming from with this. Law number 1, pain. Emotions can build or destroy. We all have pain. Now I want to move back again because I want to see you. Now that I'm going to make you engage, I want to see the faces a little bit. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen again here. Boom, boom. Okay, cool. And then I want to see you here. All right, wonderful. For everybody that doesn't have a camera right now, for those who were there yesterday, you know it. For those who are not, unless like fucking driving, working, taking a shit, I get it. Otherwise, you can turn on your camera. Okay, cool, wonderful. So law number 1, pain. Emotions can build or destroy. We all have pain. It doesn't have to be extreme, it's real. But pain equals your reality. Most people hide or run from their own reality, quote unquote pain. But if you face it, you can harness it and direct it anywhere. When you do, you will hit your own I don't want to live like this anymore moment. That is the catalyst for change. My pain wasn't really what I was going through in my life. Like living in a shelter was painful, but like I wasn't born in a shelter. I didn't end up in a shelter because, I wasn't making money. I ended up in a shelter because I made dumb fucking decisions. What was really painful is seeing the level of potential that I had in my life and always wasting it. Because if I could see the potential, my dad could see the potential, my mom could see the potential, my friends could see the potential, all the people that hired me could see the potential, and I will always disappoint them. That was the most painful thing. I've always been moved by, I am going to prove you wrong. Some people might also feel with this, or maybe not. If there is anybody right now that feels like pain is actually driving them, put it in the chat. I want to see if there is anybody that is driven by pain right here, right now. And then I can move into the law number 2. All right, cool. John is driven by pain. Raul is driven by pain. Thomas is driven by pain. Joaquin is driven by no more pain. There we fucking go. All right, cool. All right, good stuff. Cool, good stuff. Law number 2, extreme ownership. Once you leverage your pain to create change, you have to own every aspect of your life. The good and the bad, the past, the present, and the future. Your fault and your responsibility. If it's your fault and responsibility, you have control. If you have control, you can change it. And that is good because if you don't have control or the capacity to change, what do you think will happen? No one is going to fucking save you. When it comes down to ownership, guys, and taking responsibility, there is no like 95%, 99%. There's a say in English, it's like, not everything is black or white. And I agree. There are things that are not all black and white. This is black or white. You either take ownership or you don't take ownership. Law number 3, commitment to change. You've leveraged your pain. You've taken ownership and control for your life and results. Now it's time to burn the ships. Burning the ships is a declaration of total commitment. It means eliminating all escape routes, removing the options of failure, and making success the only possible outcome. Cut ties with old habits, excuses, people who don't serve you, the fallback options. I genuinely believe that this is also a black or white thing. You either burn the fucking boats or you don't. And many times, you're going to find fear helping you to justify why you're not burning the boat. And fear is never going to be like, I am scared, so I don't do it. It's going to be like, oh, I'm working too much right now. I can't quit my job. Oh, I only have 3 months worth of saving. I need more. Otherwise, how would I pay my rent? Oh, I have my kids to take care of. This is fear. Just you justifying with examples, trying to say that this is somebody else's fault when it's just your own. You either burn the boats or you don't. Let me know in the chat. You can just put a little number 3. I'm trying to fucking put it. Just do 3 if you're actually willing to burn the boats with no excuses. No, I'm looking back and there is something that is going to prevent me from doing it. Okay, there we go. I see some people who are actually ready to burn the fucking boats. Good stuff. Most people will hear this and be like, oh yeah, burn the boats, cool. I can see you guys now. I can see your face. Some people like this. Maybe those who actually didn't reply in the chat because you know what it takes to burn the boats. Maybe you burned the boats before and it didn't work out. And now you're like, fuck, what if I burn them again? And I end up fucking swimming and drowning. If that's what you're thinking, you won't win. I'm going to help you with an example, guys. Really practical example. If you look at a boxing fight, if you look at a championship, okay, the 2 guys are fighting for the belt. If they're fighting each other, it's pretty much because they've got the same level. Otherwise, they wouldn't fight for a fucking belt. Do you see that when one is actually hitting the other in the fucking corner and he's about to knock the other out? The one that is getting knocked out is losing breath. He's dying. And the one that is actually hitting him out is getting more energy. Same level, same experience, same speed, same preparation, approximately. One is drowning because he's losing. Losing and failing take energy out. When you're winning, it gives you energy. So if you just like, yeah, I'm just burning the boats, that's cool. You're already deciding not to win. You're making the decision to lose energy. This is a psychological and strategic move. When you remove the safety net, you unlock a level of commitment, resourcefulness, and intensity that wouldn't emerge otherwise. There's no skipping this step. This is not something you add, this is subtracting it or subtracting what is not actually helping you to get to your goals. Law number 4, faith. I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to make you engage with this one. In my opinion, that's the most important part. Everything changed for me when I understood this one core belief. If someone has done it before, I can do it too. If no one has done it, I'll be the first. Faith equals a mental certainty that you desired outcome will materialize even without current physical evidence. If you ask the most successful people on earth, they all believe in something bigger. It might not be called God, they call it whatever the fuck they want, but they all believe in something bigger. This isn't woo-woo, guys. It's a logical step to achieve your goals. You need to believe before you see, not to see to believe. So I want to ask you guys, who has faith here? And who believes that faith is going to get you to where you want to go? You can just type faith in the chat. Burn this fucking stuff. Yeah, there we go. Take the step. Faith in who? Yourself. And if that's the only one you have faith in, yes. Faith in yourself, faith in your path. Faith that God has something better for you. Faith in the universe. Faith in whatever you want to believe that isn't there yet, that you cannot see. But there is something inside of you burning, telling you that you can do it. All right, a lot of people have faith. Good stuff, good stuff. Cool. Law number 5, raw action solves all. You can always rationalize an action. Life comes down to 2 things, action or inaction. You either act or you don't. Your brain will always rationalize an action, tricking you into believing some perfect condition must be met before you move. Once X, Y, Z happens, then I'll stop. Once X, Y, and Z is in place, then I'll be ready. But this cycle never ends. Excuses and hesitation don't just stall progress. They compound like that. Right now, you're buried in inaction debt, hesitation debt, excuse debt, perfectionism debt. Hesitation is the greatest threat to your life and goals. The more you hesitate, the more you reinforce weakness. And then you don't just stay neutral, you actively move away from what you want. I want to give you a practical example with that too, guys. Is that fair to say that we all already sell really young man or woman, social media, dancing on TikTok, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month? They just dance on social media. It's because they don't have any of that. They're too young for having hesitated, made excuses, trying to be perfectionist. And because of this, they just take action, raw action, every single day, and they get to where they want to be. That's it. They're not better than you, but they move faster, which leads to the law number 6, speed of execution wins. Think of a plane, 1 million pounds. How does gravity not pull them down? How do they not fall from the sky? Because they are moving too fast to fall, which is crazy, but that's how it works. You have to become like a plane. You have to move fast to fall, to fast to fail. How to win equal action at speed. The time between A, when you know how to do something, and B, when you do it. We can also call this A, rate of learning, B, the speed of implementation. There are plenty of people who knows it all here. They do plenty of people who already know how to get access to ultra high net worth individuals. But you guys don't call people. And if you call them, you call 5 of them. And then you get 5 no's and then you give up. So here's what a 21-year-old that never failed before is going to call hundreds of them and keep going. Law number 7, you can't lose if you don't stop. Made a little game here. Anyone knows who this guy is? Put it in the chat. Anyone knows this guy? Whoa, man. My lap is not charging. Dude, we were about to fucking disconnect, Mr. Jack. All right, cool. All right, does anyone, now we back. Now we've got some charge. Yes, yeah, one said it. Yes, Basil. Wonderful. This guy is Mr. Egon Ronne. Anyone knows him? Still not yet. Good job, dude. Good culture. All right, I'll make it a little faster. Nobody knows who Egon Ronne is. It's fine. Does anyone know who this guy is? Please, come on. Yeah, Johnny is like, yes, I know who this guy is. All right, Mr. Marco. Yes, he's a little old here, right? Probably saw him with fucking black and white pictures and a lot of cigarettes. Marco Pierre White. So I just thought that I'll explain you a little bit of a story for those who actually don't know about what happened to Mr. White and Egon Ronne. Marco Pierre White at this time was maybe, I don't know, 25, 26, 27 years old in his restaurant, and the restaurant was going bankrupt. Okay, he was already going bankrupt, but he was at the point where 2 weeks was going by and then he had to shut the restaurant down. But he was willing to burn the fucking boats. He was like, if I have to shut it down, I'll shut it down. If I have to go bankrupt, I'll go bankrupt. And 2 weeks before having to give up, or at least not having any money to pay rent.
Alright, I don't know where that one's from.
A Zoom user. Yeah, good job. Egon Ronne walked into the restaurant. Oh, by the way, Egon Ronne is a food critic. So you guys know, food critic. Okay? Walked into Marco's restaurant, at a table, wrote an article in the newspaper. And then the man became the man. Changed his life. You can't lose if you don't stop. You can't lose if you don't quit. Now you guys probably won't engage with this question, but that's the goal. Does anyone know or have heard about someone who didn't give up and failed? Tell me in the chat if you've heard about a story like this. Somebody that tried over and over and over without never giving up and that failed. Yeah, thank you. No, it doesn't fucking exist. And I'm not here today to tell you that, like, you know, you'll make fucking $10,000 in like 3 months from now. You know, $10,000 a month. Like maybe, you know, happened to me in under a year. Happens to some of my students in less than 6 months. Happens to some people within fucking weeks. But we here to play the infinite game. We don't even fucking here to win. If we win, that's amazing. But at least we don't give up. And if we don't give up, we never heard about anyone who lost. So, law number 8. By the way, real quick, who's willing to give it all and to never give up? You can just write never give up in the chat. Okay. Funny enough, I do have fucking tattooed on my skin. I'll see it, but it's okay. Good stuff. All right, a lot of people are willing to never give up. All right, King. Yeah, dude, with your name, you can't give up, dude. Yeah, on the skin. Yeah, on the skin, man. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to law number 8. First mover advantage. That's another story. Heard at a live event a few months ago. The speaker walks on the stage holding 5 bills, 100, 50, 20, 10, and $5. He says nothing. He just holds up the $100 bill. Everyone leans forward. Then he calls 5 people on stage. No explanation. Just stand there holding the bills out in front of them. Nobody moves. Then one guy just step up and grab the $100. The room completely shifts. Another rush forward, grab the $50, then the $20, then the $10. By the time the last guy moves, there's only $5 left. The whole crowd laugh at this guy. And then the speaker drops the hammer. You're laughing at the guy who just made $5. But how much you made? You made nothing. Because the only thing you did was watching. You waited, you hesitated. And then he said the line that engraved itself into my brain. The world doesn't reward the smartest, it rewards the fastest. You want the $100 outcome, but you're here stalling, analyzing, needing more time. And by the time you move, the $100 is gone. So it's the 50. Now there's only $5 left. Maybe you grab, maybe you wait again. Either way, the upside is gone. You laugh at the guy with $5, but mess the brutal through. He won and you didn't. So what's the takeaway? In any competitive system, first to move captures highest margin. Business is a competitive system. Every second you wait, the reward pool shrinks. Every imperfect action outpaces perfect hesitation. You don't lose by failing, you lose by freezing. Speed is the edge, action is the filter, and the reward always belongs to the first one through the door. I know some people in this call today that I had over the phone months ago didn't move forward. I can bet you that you made less money that the guy that moved forward after you with less experience and made a decision to stop. Imagine squinting one eye and holding a penny up to your open eyes. That's the law number one, move the penny. By the way, going to make you guys engage again. Who is actually willing to come today and to get the fucking $100 bill? Say move. If you're not willing to wait and be laughed at for the $5 bill, or worse, the no bill. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. There are some people willing to actually take action. Great job. Good stuff, guys. So now we can move into the law number 9, move the penny. Imagine squinting one eye and holding a penny up to your open eye. Imagine someone in front of you hold a $100 bill, but you can't see it because of the penny. A penny held too close to your eye will block your vision of a $100 bill sitting right behind it. Same principle applies in life. You're not held back by a lack of opportunity. You're held back because your attention is hijacked by something insignificant. The penny equals your fears, your doubt, your past. The $100 is the opportunity in front of you. The eyes see what they focus on. Focus creates perception. Perception creates behavior. Behavior creates outcome. So what happens when your perception is built around a microscopic problem? You ignore the $100 for the penny. You optimize for the wrong thing. You stay stuck. Most people don't need more opportunity. What they need is to open their eyes better and to focus on the right thing. The $100 bill is your 10, 15, 20, 30K a month opportunity. It's literally right there in front of you right now. The difference between me and you is I moved the penny. I moved the fears, the doubts, the past, and I invested in myself and took raw action as fast as humanly possible. So I couldn't fail. Then simply just grab the $100 bill. So I would like to formally say to each and every one of you here today, move the fucking penny and focus on the right thing. While I'm doing the recap real quick, please type in the chat just the number of the low that I went through that makes the most sense for you, that you feel that you can relate the most. For me, I'll say 4, 6. Speed is huge. 4 is also huge. And I'll say that like maybe without having faith, I couldn't have believed that I could move that fast. But I wanna see if anyone. Okay, good. So pain, extreme ownership, commitment to change, faith, raw action solve all, speed of execution win. You can't lose if you don't quit. First mover advantage and move the penny. Good stuff. All right, now step number 1. I want you guys to declare to the world today that every single thing in your life, past, present, future, is your fault and your responsibility. No 90%, no 95%, no 99%, 100%. This is how. I know that some people won't do this. You probably want to do it, but you won't do it because it feels hard to commit 100% to yourself, to your family, to your goals, to your future. But if you're willing to do this, drop a 1 in the chat. I'm willing to do it, so I'll do it. There we go. Good stuff, guys. I'm proud of that. Let's go. Johnny is like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's go. Good stuff. All right. That's not it, guys. Step number 2, declare to the world today that you will not operate from fear, but instead faith. And starting right now, you will draw a line in the sand and commit to change. Drop a 2 in the chat when you've done this. It doesn't mean you're not scared. It doesn't mean you feel less. It just means that you change the place where you actually making decision. It doesn't mean that fear disappears. It just means that that's not where the decision comes from. Type 2 in the chat if you're willing to do this. If you're willing to act from faith and starting right now. Good stuff. Step number 3, commit to taking raw action at speed today. Don't commit to make $10,000 tonight. Just commit to do whatever you can today. It's probably more than doing nothing. Imperfect, directionally correct action, move through the penny, fears, doubts, past, and take action in spite of those things. Drop a 3 in the chat once you commit to imperfect action through feels. I'm willing to do that too. It was super fucking scary to come today and to speak over fucking 45 fucking people. I don't know. They're the same yesterday. I was willing to do it. That's it, guys. Before we actually jump back into the coaching, and then I break down for you how we can use artificial intelligence to generate ultra high net worth individual verified information. I know there is some new faces here, and I understand some of you might not know, but this webinar is actually 5% or less of what I actually coach inside of the pay group. I also know that there are some of you who have been winning with just the 5%. That's great. Kudos to you. So you all know I'm honest, and if there is an opportunity to win 95% more, I'll be a prick to leave 95% more wins on the table for you. So I'm going to change this. It's not, is it all right if I make you an offer? As I am going to make you an offer. This is only for people who are on the call right now, and then we'll jump right back into it. Okay. For those who are interested in this offer that I'm about to share, you can book a call with me. Jack will drop the link in the chat. I know that some people yesterday were already interested. Well, that's the okay. I know Charles also probably reached out to you on WhatsApp, but now Jack is going to put a link in the chat. You can go book your call. No fake urgency, guys. I'm being completely transparent with you. I'm still the one that fulfills. I'm still the one that coach my clients one-on-one. There's nobody else that coach. Okay, we have other people on the team, but like when it comes down to fulfillment, this is me. I cannot onboard like 20 fucking chefs a month. Next year, I'd love to. This year, it's not possible. Okay, so like for example, like for this month and next month, if we can, like onboard like 15 people, like that would be like the maximum. And right now there's already 44 people in the room. Yesterday we were like 60 people. So at some point, like we'll have to kind of like fortify, look at the applications, which is where there's also one-on-one conversation with me, and we'll take it from there. So I'm not telling you there is like this amount of like spots available. I'm just saying we cannot work with like 15 people a month. So you guys do you. Okay, now I'm breaking down what we actually do when we work together one-on-one. The system is called the 100K guarantee placement system, done for you, which is done for you lead matching plus AI sales infrastructure. Okay, that comes with a guaranteed 100K a year private chef contract. And I'll explain like how the guarantee kind of works. Okay, just so you guys know, this is not a course. Okay, you're not getting access to a bunch of pre-recorded videos, and this is no traditional coaching either. In the sense that what I do is that I build and implement this AI infrastructure inside of your private chef business. So everything that is tech related, you don't have to do it. And everything that is marketing related, my team and I do the lifting. So the only thing you really have to do is to talk to potential buyers, close deals, and cook for clients. You don't have to be a marketer, you don't have to be an influencer, and you definitely don't have to be a tech professional. Okay? If you're a great chef, we'll make sure the right people know it and pay you accordingly. We install the system for you, we feed the leads, and we help you close, all backed by a written guarantee. And I'm being super clear with this. Money you're going to make as soon as like the first to 7 days. Okay, it takes 7 to 30 days for my chefs to start landing clients. Okay, one-off events. If within the next 6 months working together, you guys don't at least have 1 month at 10K in profit, then I'll coach you for free until we get you placed or on front of a 6-figure full-time opportunity. The reason why I'm saying placed on front is because some of you might just be like, I don't want to work for only one client. I only want to have multiple events on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and do meal prep during the week. And that's fine. The only thing that I say is that if for any reason you'll be the first one not to have your first 10K month in profit within 6 months, then we can place you, put you on front of an opportunity. Okay? Place you is not because I'm not a placement agency, but put you on front of 10K opportunity and you take it or you don't. Phase number 1, how does it work? We do everything when it comes down to like build your personal brand, including your website, create it, okay? And that is done within the first 7 days. We onboard you on the first one-on-one call, and then 7 days from now, you get all built out, okay? So how does it work? We've got a custom website, domain and logo, built to create trust and a luxury appeal. Pitch deck and proposal templates tailored to high-income clients. We went through pitch deck offers and proposals yesterday. Every time that you have different conversations with ultra high net worth individuals or businesses, then you'll bring back this data to me, and then I'll craft offers for you. We also create done for you booking system with professional calendars and form, so people can book you right away. And there's also custom offers powered by artificial intelligence trained on thousands of hours of private chef sales data. All of that makes your positioning, make it obvious that you are the right choice, even if you never worked private before. Since for those who were there yesterday, you also understood how we can actually create offers and how we can make you look like you've already been doing this for a long time by already creating you testimonials and case studies with the first few experience that you'll generate within the first few weeks working with us. Phase number 2, qualified leads delivered to you weekly. You don't need to have a following. Okay, again, like for those who were there yesterday, you saw the accounts that we have in the management right now. There's nobody that has more than 1,000 followers. I think that Jared has like 2,000, but Krishna has like 600, Jess has like 200, who I showed us, Fabian has like 200 something. So no need of following, no need to post content to find clients, and no, you don't need to like network. We bring you the leads every week and the system fortifies them for you. Here's how. We source leads directly through Apollo. Okay, there's over 3 million contacts. You'll see in a second how we do this. All of this is filtered by net worth, income, location, and decision maker status. We upload, tag, and organize this daily. You just show up and cook. Every lead you see in your dashboard has been verified. Email and phone numbers included. Qualified business owners or decision makers earning 300K a year to 1+ million, or founders and business owners who are managing companies, doing like hundreds of millions of dollars a year. And those people ready to engage. What that means is that these are not like cold spam lists, but active prospect. I'm also giving you access to hundreds of verified ultra high net worth service providers informations ready to partner with you. Art galleries, supercar dealerships, private banks, luxury realty, estate managers, companies and individuals already connected with the clients that you're looking for and waiting for you to make them an offer. That we also created for you. You don't need to chase, combine, or remember anything. We give you the script, the structure, and warm up the approach. Your only job is to show up and close. Or let's just do you forward. Every sales call is recorded. I'm providing calls recording, feedback, one-on-one. We role play like we are going to role play today. I'm giving you script, templates, and you understand what to say, how to say it, why to say it, and what's the thought behind everything that we say, so you understand the sales process when you're having a conversation with those types of individuals. You never start from scratch. You only speak to people who already want what you offer. That's the phase number 4. This is kind of like that tie back to the guarantee. The getting lead is good, but closing clients is better. So we don't stop until you actually land or be on front of a full-time, high-paying private placement, okay? From negotiation to red flags to closing, we help you to review offers, to navigate interviews, to set boundaries. So you don't just come with, like a 6-figure contract, but it includes housing, transportation, time off, health insurance, paying for tuition for kids if you have kids that go to college, which allows you to secure long-term and stable contracts, okay? And then if the first deal falls through or take longer than expected, you're not buying access, you're buying a result. If you are not on front of a 6-figure full-time opportunity, we will work with you for free until I personally present you one offer in my network. So that's a quick recap of what you get. 100% done for you, lead gen system built for you, fully custom personal brand site plus high-end offer creation, sales call review plus artificial intelligence inbox management, 6 months of private WhatsApp support, weekly live group coaching calls plus call review and one-on-one with me, plus the 100K contract placement guarantee. Best case scenario, you join and within the first 7 to 30 days, you'll land your first $3,000 a night client like Fabian or Amos, who secured a deal with the largest private bank in Amsterdam. They have 150 billions under management. They make $150 million a year in profit. That happened within his first 30 days working with me. Or Oliver, within 21 days, the 2K in profit plus secured a 5 weekly meal prep client. He's still in culinary school. So that's approximately like $1,500 a week worth of client here on top of this. Okay, he's 21 years old, by the way. He's already running his business full-time while still being in school. Worst case scenario, if for some magical reason you're my first ever student, not to get results, I will work with you until you do to get this 10K a month contract. I'll place you myself within my own private network. Again, I think that Jack just put the link below. You can book a call with me, and then we can move on into the training again. Okay. Real quick, here's what happened with some of our students once they overcame this limiting beliefs around fear and scams. Amos, securing the deal with the private bank. Krishna, securing deals for like $10,000 for 8 days of work. Krishna, securing nights with ultra high net worth service providers. I had a call with him yesterday. He just secured a deal with Ferrari and Vancouver, which will lead him to land a deal with Ferrari fucking Canada. He's going to cook for fucking Ferrari. Is he going to make tens of thousands of dollars from like one event at Ferrari? Probably not. Is he going to make tens of thousands of dollars yearly with Ferrari? 100%. But again, what is good with this strategy, specifically dealing with ultra high net worth service providers, is that when you cook at an event for Ferrari, the people who are at the fucking event, they just bought 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 cars. So these are the people that you want to get into. Oliver, full days of private dinners, $2,800. Opportunities for full-time role in Dubai. Mr. Jess, which is Miss Wedding, making over $15,000 in a single $15,000 in profit in a single week with weddings. Jared that secured a $3,900 week job in Cape Town. Yeah, I mean, Matia securing in Dubai 1K a day jobs. Adam making 2K a day in Los Angeles. I wanted to put the interview, but like I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I can actually find it for you. Give me 1 second. I had an interview with a client the other day, and I just wanted to share that with you real quick. So I'll show you. I just grabbed like the moment where we go over some numbers real quick. I might just need to turn off the sound and turn it on again. Let me just do this. Share screen 2. Share sound. Share. All right, all good. Okay.
My families, because it's still summer, are on and off, like week off, week on. But mostly it's like every single week I know for a fact. For example, July. So July was fluctuating a bit, but first week of July was 1450, second week of July 1275, third week of July 1550. Fourth week of July was low, was 850 because 3 of my clients were off. But the last week of July, all of them in, so it was 1850.
Okay, so you have like a solid like 4 to 6,000 retainer monthly with no per client.
Yeah, July was almost 7K.
Solid. He works 20 hours a week, by the way. 7K a month, 20 hours a week, and he does event every Friday, every Saturday. He's already like 10, 12K a month profit, depending on the month. He's been doing that for the past 4 months consistently, and we'll take him to like 20 to 25,000 a month by the end of the year. Okay, he'll probably be the first with Krishna of our clients making well over $20,000 a month in profit, not revenue. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to do like a quick Q&A around this, like questions that you might have in your head. Okay. The first one is like, is this a scam? By the way, if anyone want me to scam them, just tell me and I can scam you. If not, the only real scam is actually living broke, overweight, disrespected, and afraid while doing nothing to change it. That's the real scam. Wasting a decade to figure it out yourself while others skip levels. Some of us come from nothing, learn the hard lessons, and build something worth knowing. You buy speed when you invest in yourself. Learning from others can skip you 10 to 20 levels. Success comes from fast problem solving, not endless skepticism. I've been personally scammed by people online, and that was 4 years ago, and I've lost to $25,000. That was the best experience that actually happened in my life, because I invested in fucking crypto fucking bots. I believe in crypto. I don't believe in bots and people that tell me that I can fucking double my money within 24 hours. But maybe if I didn't lose that money with those guys, I would have probably not invested in myself as heavily as I've been doing over the last 5 years, which is way over $60,000. So there is me and everybody else that invest in themselves, even if there's still like, this, 1% or 2% or 5% of skepticism, and then we get fucking 5 years, 10 years, 20 years over other people that might be like, oh, I'm not really sure, so I'm never going to do this, and they stay fucking stuck for the next 10 years. Or you probably need to fucking get scammed first, maybe by somebody else, and then you can move on. Because guess what? The money that you probably lose with this person, like I've been scammed before, will open your eyes, and then you'll move faster later on. And then the money you've lost, don't worry, you'll make it back anyway, with the real person that comes right after this person that actually scammed you to teach you how to make more money. So what I'm trying to say is not like get scammed. What I'm trying to say is that I've been scammed before and I didn't die. And I lost to $25,000. Question number 2, what if I see the value, but I'm afraid to invest? Operating from fear is literally how the bottom of society thinks. Fear is a signal you at a growth threshold, not a stop sign. You're already investing every day and staying the same. The real gamble is doing nothing and letting another year pass broke, overwork, and overload. People who win aren't fearless. They just refuse to let fear decide for them. Every big return starts with a decision that felt risky in the moment. You'll never know if something's an opportunity until you actually make it an opportunity, until you actually take the risk and make the risk work, and so worth it. And so now it's called an opportunity. Back in the days, there wasn't an opportunity, it was just a risk, okay? If you see the value and still you're not avoiding risk, you're looking in failure. What you should look at isn't how much it is to invest. What you should look at is how much are you losing every single year by not making the money that you could make if you were to invest in yourself, if you were to invest in your business, if you were to do what needs to be done to go from, 50K a year, 60K a year, 80K a year to 100, 150, 200, $300,000 a year with your business or more. What you should look at isn't how much does it cost you to get there, but how much you lose every single fucking year by not making the amount of money that you could make if you were to invest, no matter the amount of money that you will have to invest to get. Question number 3, do you have the post content, be good at sales, and be a wizard with technology? No, you don't need to have a following. No, you don't need to post content to have clients. No, you don't need to network. No, you don't need to be good at sales. No, you don't need to be a wizard with technology. This is a done-for-you sales and marketing system built specifically for chefs who want to consistently land high-end private clients without being marketers, influencers, or tech professionals.